All right, so Donald Trump has been staging a pretty regular sort of like press events where he sometimes will confusedly sign executive orders that are placed in front of him and explained to him like a little kid. Little Donnie, please write your name here, and do you know all the letters in your name? Combined with taking sort of questions from reporters. And I want to look through a couple of these that took place in the last 24 hours because there is so much that is newsworthy that's going on, and Trump's being asked about it. You can tell he doesn't really know anything. He seems confused. He seems disoriented. In the midst of everything with the tariffs, Trump was asked yesterday, what could Trudeau offer to change your mind on the tariffs? This was right before Trudeau offered Trump nothing. What I mean is, what I'm about to play for you took place right before Trudeau said to Trump he's willing to do things that he started doing weeks ago. And Trump goes, sure, sounds good. I'll pause the tariffs for 30 days. So here is Trump saying maybe if Canada becomes another state.
That he could agree to change your mind on the tariffs?
Well, we can always, but look, what I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state. We give them protection, military protection. We don't need them to build our cars. I'd rather see Detroit or South Carolina or any one of our, Tennessee, any one of our states build the cars. They could do it very easily. We don't need them for the cars. We don't need them for lumber. We don't need them for anything. We don't need them for energy. We have more energy than they do. We don't need them for energy. So I say, why are we doing this? Why are we willing to lose between $100 billion and $200 billion a year? We don't need them. As a state, it's different. As a state, it's much different. And there are no tariffs. So I'd love to see that, but some people say that would be a long shot. If people wanted to play the game right, it would be 100% certain that they'd become a state. But a lot of people don't like to play the game because they don't have a threshold of pain. And there would be some pain, but not a lot. The pain would be really there. So we're going to meet again.
So it's funny because it turns out all that Trudeau actually needed to do was just to say to Trump, I'm going to do things I've already announced and have been doing. And Trump went, sounds good for me. Let's pause the tariffs for 30 days. Trump then again referring to Elon Musk as Leon, and this relates to a bigger aspect of the Elon Musk thing that I want to talk about.
But they're finding tremendous amounts of really bad things, bad spending. You've been writing about some of it, frankly, and some of the things that they've been doing is just terrible. Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't.
So Trump continues to sort of be like, everything's fine, Elon's fine, he's under my control. But then the questions become more specific, including why does Elon Musk need access to the payment system at the Treasury? We talked about this yesterday. This is yet another way in which Elon Musk is getting way too much power, to a degree that some are saying this is a form of industrial espionage. And Trump says, oh, don't worry, he's only doing good things and things we all agreed upon.
Why is it important for Elon Musk to have access to the payment systems at Treasury?
Well, he's got access only to letting people go that he thinks are no good if we agree with him, and it's only if we agree with him. He's a very talented guy from the standpoint of management and costs, and we put him in charge of seeing what he can do with certain groups and certain numbers. Some of the numbers are horrible, what he's found. Think of it, $100 million on condoms to Hamas. And many other things that are frankly even more ridiculous. And they're finding tremendous waste, really waste more than anything else, I think you could say. Probably fraud and abuse could be added to it, the more standard waste, fraud and abuse.
Does anyone believe for a second that every single move that Elon Musk makes, Trump knows about and is in agreement with? I very much struggle to believe that, but Trump wants us to believe it. And how long this match made in heaven is going to last, I really don't know. Now, I was, with great interest, I saw that Trump was asked about Israel and Gaza. And very disturbingly, Donald Trump left the door open to Israel annexing the entire West Bank. Take a look.
Trump, you're prepared to meet with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Coming in tomorrow.
Yes, you've mentioned in the past you're concerned about Israel being too small geographically. Would you support annexation of parts of the West Bank by Israel?
Well, I'm not going to talk about that. It certainly is a small, it's a small country in terms of land. See this pen, this wonderful pen? My desk is the Middle East. And this pen, the top of the pen, that's Israel. That's not good, right? You know, it's a pretty big difference. I use that as an analogy. It's pretty accurate, actually. It's a pretty small piece of land. And it's amazing that they've been able to do what they've been able to do when you think about it. There's a lot of good, smart brain power, but it is a very small piece of land, no question about it.
So I continue to be reinforced in my view that it doesn't sound like Trump is the same as what Harris would have been on this issue. We now have the resumption by Trump of these 2,000-pound bombs being sold and transferred to Israel, something that Biden had stopped. We have Trump saying we're going to allow them to get all of the Palestinians out of Gaza if that's what they want to do. We'll force or ask or hope that other countries will accept them. That is not something that Biden approved of, and it is not something that Kamala Harris would have done. And now Trump's saying, what about Israel annexing the West Bank? Yeah, he's not completely ruling it out either. So I would love, and I'm not saying this in a combative way, I would love to hear from some of the folks. I don't know that there's that many, but I'm hearing that there are some, although the exit polls suggest there aren't very many. I would love to hear from some of the folks who, over the issue of Israel-Gaza, either did not vote or did not vote for Kamala Harris, voted for someone else, wrote third party, whatever. What about the 4 or 5 things that Donald Trump has said and done since taking office on that issue? Doesn't it make you think maybe that was a mistake? And then finally, Donald Trump claims that we lose close to 300,000 Americans annually due to fentanyl. This is not true. Take a look.
Coming in, I think we've lost 200,000 people on average a year for many years, much higher than the 100,000. Could be even closer to 300,000.
So the real number is about 70,000. It's still a tragedy. Losing 70,000 people rather than 300,000 is still a complete and total tragedy. But it's not 300,000, as Donald Trump says, and it's not because of Canada, as Donald Trump has been claiming lately, sort of as part of his support for the Canadian tariffs, which he has now temporarily paused. If you're saying to yourself, damn it, this is a mess, David, you are absolutely correct. I am not exactly a wizard at building and fixing stuff around the house. I leave it to the pros. I recently moved, and the blinds in my new home office looked like they were from 2005. The room needed a little updating. So I went to 3 Day Blinds, the leading manufacturer of high-quality custom window treatments in the U.S. You don't need to leave home to shop for blinds. 3 Day Blinds has local, professionally trained design consultants with an average of more than 10 years of experience. They'll come to your home. They'll give you guidance. They'll tell you, here's what would work in this space. The quote is free with no obligation, and their expert team will then design, measure, and install everything. So you just sit back and relax. You don't have to do anything. I love the new window treatments that 3 Day Blinds got me for my office. It looks great. Schedule your free, no charge, no obligation consultation. You'll also get their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, shutters, and drapery when you go to 3dayblinds.com/Pacman. The link is in the description.